Al-Halaqi addressing the People's Assembly, the government is standing by all initiatives aiming at fighting terrorism. Syria condemns the beheading of the Japanese citizen Kenji Goto by ISIS. The criminal security management continues fighting terrorism practiced by armed terrorist groups. Good afternoon. Prime Minister Dr. Wael al-Halaqi stressed that defending the homeland, providing the citizens' needs, and confronting terrorism are the government's priorities. Al-Halaqi said in a statement addressing the People's Assembly that our people and army achieved victory against terrorists wherever they are. The Premier pointed out that the government considers the national opposition as a partner in the Syrian national dialogue. The Prime Minister clarified that the government dealt positively with all initiatives, including the Noticias initiative and the Russian one. On the economic arena, Dr. al-Halaqi stressed that the Syrian central bank, since the beginning of the crisis, maintained the Syrian pound exchange rate, as the government will work to lift up the citizens' living conditions despite the shortage and pressure of the public treasury resources. Syria has condemned in the strongest possible terms the beheading of 2 Japanese citizens by ISIS. An official source at the Syrian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Patriots said that this heinous crime perpetrated by ISIS reflects the danger of terrorism over all countries and peoples, and the necessity of halting any support offered by some countries and well-known sites to these terrorists in terms of funding and arming them. The source added that Syria expresses sympathy with the families of the 2 victims and the Japanese people, asserting that the war on terrorism requires sincere cooperation by all countries, with the efforts exerted by Syria to eliminate this grave threat within the framework of implementing Security Council Resolution 2170. Japanese Prime Minister vowed that Japan will not surrender to terrorism and will continue to provide humanitarian aid to countries fighting ISIS. This came as a result of the beheading of the 2nd Japanese hostage, Kenji Goto. He expressed strong indignation about the apparent killing of Goto by ISIS. He also said that Japan did everything it could to free Goto, who had been held hostage by the militants in Syria, stressing that Japan will never give in to terrorism and will continue with its efforts to fight extremists together with its international partners. A Syrian Arab army unit pursued terrorists in the southern part of the eastern Ghouta area, killing many of them in the farms of Deir al-Asafir and Zabdin. In Jobar area, an army unit destroyed a terrorist hideout along with the weapons and ammo inside, east of May Saloon roundabout, killing and injuring a number of them. Another army unit clashed with terrorists near Abu al-Siddiq Mosque in Harassa area, killing a number of them. In Idlib, army units destroyed 2 vehicles equipped with heavy machine guns, which were used by terrorists in Tel Selmo area in the eastern part of Idlib province, leaving many terrorists dead or injured. The army also eliminated tens of terrorists in an ambush west of Abu al-Duhur military airport and destroyed 2 vehicles equipped with heavy machine guns, in addition to foiling an attack by terrorists on the airport, which left several terrorists dead or injured. In Daraa, an army unit eliminated a number of terrorists on the road between Al-Ghariyat and Al-Hirak in Daraa's eastern countryside, resulting in the destruction of several motorbikes and a truck, along with the weapons and ammo inside. In Deir ez-Zor, army units eliminated a number of ISIS terrorists, injured others, and destroyed their hideouts and 8 vehicles equipped with heavy machine guns. In Homs, army units destroyed 3 vehicles equipped with heavy machine guns used by terrorists and killed many of them. 226 wanted people from Idlib, Hama, Homs, and Aleppo turned themselves in to authorities to have their cases settled. In the same framework, and as a result of national reconciliation achievement in Dimo village in Hama's governorate, residents expressed their steadfastness in national unity and rejecting all forms of violence and terrorism, asserting their keenness on restoring peace and security to the homeland. Hama's governor, Dr. Ghassan Khalaf, stressed that the reconciliation is the strongest and clearest response to all conspiracies and schemes that were hatched by Syria's enemies. During their campaign of chasing wanted people and those who are suspected of being involved in terrorist acts, the Lebanese army arrested one of the terrorists in Arsal town. The Lebanese national media said that the army moved the detainee to one of the military centers to continue investigating with him, while the Lebanese army had eliminated dozens of terrorists and arrested huge numbers of them during the army's campaign, which was launched a month earlier. Iraqi army has managed to clear Khabaz oil field west of Kirkuk province from ISIS terrorists hours after seizing it. An Iraqi military source said that units of the Iraqi elite forces have managed, in cooperation with fighters from some of Iraqi tribes, to reseize the oil fields and liberate 24 employees working in it, who were already detained by ISIS. Moreover, Iraqi troops have liberated Mullah Abdullah area south of Kirkuk one day after it was controlled by terrorists, killing 110 of them and injuring 167. In Al-Anbar province, units of the Iraqi army have warded off a terrorist attack launched by ISIS on Al-Falahat area, killing 33 of them and destroying 11 of their vehicles. Canadian Prime Minister said that his country was considering a new law on combating terrorism, granting police and security apparatus more power, criminalizing any act that encourages people to launch terrorist attacks against Canadian citizens. For its part, the Spanish government put forward a strategic plan to combat all forms of extremism and curb the spread of terrorism. Interior Minister Mohammed al-Sha'ar affirmed that Syria will continue to combat terrorism that regional and international countries are feeding. During his meeting with the criminal security officers and members, the minister underlined the role of the criminal security department under the current circumstances in Syria in combating crime and bringing criminals to justice. Israel is complicit in the war waged against Syria by its support of armed terrorist groups in the southern region. He also stressed the importance of doubling efforts to deter those who seek to tamper with the homeland security. The Department of Ecumenical Relations and Development at the Greek Orthodox Patriarchate of Antioch and all the East carried out an initiative entitled We Can, which aimed to integrate people with special needs into the community.
FINA, We Can, is an initiative which aimed to integrate people with special needs and people without special needs through an interactive program that started with a psychological support workshop, followed by community sports activities. The activities included 8 types of special sports: sitting volleyball, swimming, physical force, wheelchair basketball, goalball, blind chess, ping pong and athletics, in addition to some entertainment activities. People with special needs and people with no special needs played together throughout these games.
This initiative aims at introducing the kinds of sports people with special needs can play because they help them build new skills and capabilities. They can choose what sports they prefer to practice them regularly.
This initiative came as a result of the increasing people that were injured because of the savage terrorism and the necessity to integrate them into the society in order to give them a chance to get to know the various types of sports they can play, in addition to working on enhancing and promoting humanitarian concepts and values. The initiative lasted for 2 days and it took place at Al-Fayha Sports City in Damascus.
Master students of the 5th year session majored in renovating and rehabilitating historical and natural sites at Damascus University have exhibited their final projects on rehabilitating and renovating 6 historical sites in Damascus and 1 in Tartus province. Minister of Higher Education Professor Muhammad Amir al-Mardini has said that such vital projects and studies represent a story of real success. The Syrian Women's Oriental Takht musical ensemble performed at the 2nd Sharjah World Music Festival, presenting a variety of songs that include pieces from Syria's musical heritage. It earned the applause and admiration of the audience. And with this, we conclude our news for today. Thank you for watching. For more details about Syria and the region and to view this bulletin again, you can always visit our website in English, syriaonline.sy. Now to latest business and market news with Syria now, but after a short break.